Today we're demystifying Hudson politics with Chloe Hutchison, and we'd like to know about the roads, Chloe. Big problem here in Hudson.
Well, the roads continue to be on people's minds. I think we have been identified as a municipality with very, very poor conditions, road conditions. And it's all about making it a priority and making the most out of our tax dollars. So to say that we have a 5-year plan and to rely on an inventory of the condition of our roads and of the infrastructure, the conduits, the water, the sewage that is underneath these roads, which is actually a tool that was mandated by the ministry in order to determine which segments of roads, once repaired, will generate the highest subsidy, so return from the ministry.
This is a required compliance.
If you want subsidies, you need to have what is called an intervention plan. So it's a 5-year plan. Basically, it's a survey that should be renewed every 5 years, more of an assessment that allows, or it serves the ministry to determine which roads will provide the highest return of subsidy to the town. So they
based on what's required to be fixed, what's in the worst state of repair.
Exactly. So the worst condition generates the highest subsidy. Lowest condition generates the lowest subsidy. If you have this plan, you get subsidies. If you don't have this plan, no subsidy.
Gotcha.
We didn't have this plan until the previous council actually mandated a firm to help the town to have one. And then it was finalized at the beginning of our term and put into play at the beginning of our term. So far, out of our 80-kilometer network, approximately 80, we have fixed around 20 kilometers of roads, and that's over 2 terms, over 2 council terms. So there's still a lot of work done. There's about
8 years for 20 kilometers.
Somewhere around there. Let's say, I don't think they were doing roads in year 1, so let's say maybe over 6 years or something like that. But the point is, we still have 60 kilometers or so of roads to do, and we have a lot to do still. And if you use the rule of thumb of around 750,000 to 1 million per kilometer road to fix it, to give it a decent base, that it should last a certain amount of time, and that's a price without any improvements. 60 times around 1 million should be anywhere between 50 and 60 million. We've been quoted from the present council that it should be the lowest number would be somewhere around 35 million. So even if we take the lowest number for all of this work remaining to be done at 35 million, and you apply to it the amount of money that's been set aside in the 3-year capital expenditure plan, which is around 4.2 million or so, you realize that 35 divided by 4 is nowhere near 5 years. So we don't have a 5-year plan. We have a 5-year assessment that should be renewed every 5 years, but we don't actually know exactly how long it's going to take us to do those roads. If we use the rule of thumb and we don't do any improvements, we can do a rough math and it'll come out to around 8-10 years, somewhere around there. But if we start doing improvements as we did with Main Road, it's going to take more than 10 years if we don't want to raise taxes. It's not that I want to raise taxes, but then we have to change our expectations with regards to what gets done first. Do we get to do parks and other improvements as well, and not only focus on roads, except that maybe the main arteries should be well done and redone fastest, and then the rest will be done on a lower, on a more extended timeline. So
you're saying we need this plan and a transparency in this plan so that residents understand where we stand with
and know what to expect. And so then it becomes a lot easier to communicate. If we have a clear plan, even for the people who are executing it within the town, they know what's coming ahead. We can actually set some money aside for it, and then we can communicate this plan, share it with the public easily so that they know exactly, oh, how soon will Main Road be fixed? Oh, we see that. How soon will my street be fixed? Oh, we know that, and that generates trust. And also a sense of pride. You can easily say to your friends who are visiting and say, oh my goodness, this street is a mess. Oh yeah, it's going to be fixed in a couple of years. And that's how we make the most out of our tax dollars.
Well, thank you for demystifying that for us, Chloe.
My pleasure.